Hey, Blue Table fans! I'm here with genius artist and necro-hoarder, Lauren!
Hi!
And so we're talking and I'm just like, oh, how am I not getting this on tape? Hold on, let me just adjust this a little bit. How tall are you, by the way? Feels like 5'7"?
5'6.5".
Oh, okay, I was close. That's good. I'm getting better at it.
Shrunk with age.
You shrunk with age, please.
My neck's been going down. My spine.
Has it? From bad posture.
Bad posture. I've been working on it lately.
Painting like a hunched gargoyle doesn't help.
I've been really focusing on that, actually. But, no go.
Focusing on what?
My posture when I'm doing it.
Oh, yeah.
But I think I need like one of those balls that you bounce on.
Like those big yoga balls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that work? I don't know. That seems a little stressful. Seems like I'd be
I think it could work.
bouncing up and down, and then I'd have wonky looking.
Well, but it does make you sit up straight.
That's the goal.
Like when you sit on the ball, you're like, Yeah, that's great. So we were talking about hoarding, right?
Yeah.
And you are a light pre-hoarder.
I'm a hoarder in training.
Good.
Hoarder I'm like in the training phase. I've filled every crevasse of my home. And the next stage is just maybe like a storage unit.
Okay.
Oh, I've also filled up my entire van, which you've seen.
Yes. Oh, and the van is, tell them about the van.
What about the van? The van is a large van.
With the name and what it looks like.
This is a really good dad joke. Old men love it. The van is a 1999 Chevy Express camper van. Big white 90s thing, and her name is Vanna White because she keeps spinning the wheel.
Hey! Zazow! Why aren't you laughing, kids?
They're all laughing hysterically. They're crying laughing.
Yeah, that's because it's so bad. Okay, so that's because we were talking about how it's the kids that ultimately have to clear out the parents' or grandparents' space because they just won't let it go.
Right.
You know.
My grandma's been a antique collector for 60 years.
Was that a nice way of saying it?
Well, she did have an antique store for a while, which I grew up in, which is why I think my hoarding is the way it is. And it was haunted, but that's another story, the antique store.
The antique store was haunted?
The antique store was super haunted.
That's the best.
It was very creepy. But she now has everything from her years of antiquing. And now I'm sorting through it. She's, pseudo sorting through it. She's like, oh, we're going to retire in California. She's probably not. She's probably going to be stuck with her stuff forever. But we'll see. Slow process.
Oh, that's great. Well, back in Spanish Fork, when I had the giant studio, that was a hoarder's den. And it had spilled out into the parking lot. There were I think we counted 54 orchard crates just full of junk, And finally, the part of the deal was once a certain date had passed, we would close the gate and all the contents would just be that they technically belonged to us. But it took I think it is 6 people, 8 weeks full time just to haul it all off, sell some of it and just get rid of it. And in the end, it was just like, this all just needs to go. And yeah, so the mentality sort of like, I'm like, I kind of get it because then I had to move everything up to Salt Lake and I probably dismissed about 2/3 of the mass. And it was a mental exercise. I was like, you know what, Sean, you gotta let go. You gotta let go and just be okay. And I just walked away from it. Just had a lot of stuff there, tables and chairs and shelves and stuff like that.
That would be tough, especially.
I took the laptops.
That's good.
Yeah,
this
didn't
job,
leave those there.
You can use anything. You can kind of forage for stuff to use on on anything. I'd imagine it'd be really hard to let anything go.
Well, you need like a giant loft warehouse thing.
Yeah.
Out in Montana.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought of moving out to the to the
I
great
have.
wide spaces?
So
you know?
I actually
that seems so suitable.
spent about 2 months driving all over Idaho and that whole area, like up next to Washington and Montana. I drove up there. That's where I found the van, actually, at the tippy top of Idaho. Looking at land, just like acreage. I had to take four-wheelers out to some of them. They were so in the middle of nowhere. I don't know what I was looking for, really, but I was really scared that there was going to be a Sasquatch the entire time. Even in
You
the
were
daylight.
worried about Sasquatch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
I was staying in an
You
Airstream.
were so eccentric.
Yeah, well, I have the Airstream that I was fixing up there, and I was in the middle of nowhere in Idaho, along a bunch of campgrounds, and I realized, like, man, these walls are like straight aluminum. I bet a Yeti could just punch right through this. Like, there's
that's
no
awesome.
protection here.
That's awesome. Her thought is, I bet a Yeti fist is going to come through here. Okay, last item. Tell them about the snake.
All right.
You know, I'm just going to get out of frame. I'm going to let you be. And by the way, you didn't notice it, but I was kind of driving you out of frame because to get in, you have to be like 3 inches from somebody, and it's
see.
like personal space.
So my snake.
All right, you got the whole frame now. Are you happy?
Oh, good. Then I can expose my shame.
Yes. The dead things.
This was just something I was telling Sean in passing as I dropped off some projects today. As an example of my hoarding. A couple days ago, I was walking on the grass and I about stepped on this cute little dead snake, and I couldn't just leave it there because it was really fresh. And you don't happen across fresh dead things often. It's real special when you do. Sean's looking at me like that's a crazy thing, but
No, I'm just smiling.
fresh dead.
It's no crazier than all the other stuff. Let's just say
Fair
that.
enough. So I hauled it home in Vanna White. I put it in a little plastic bag, and have so much stuff in there that I forgot it in my van for a couple hours. And then when I got home, realized there was a rotting snake corpse in my van still. So I had to bring it in and put it in a jar. But it's good now. It's still fresh.
And this isn't the only one.
Oh no, there's a lot. This was just, a couple days
Okay,
ago.
that's
So
awesome. They can't be released. Now, as an inside note, we're interviewing Lauren, Veronica, and I mentioned that in days of yore, we had a saying, bringing new people on, that you can't hold in crazy for 30 days. And so I said, hey, Lauren, do you want to just out with it and tell us how you're crazy? And she looks at me, and I can tell there's that moment where she's gulping down the insanity.
how much do I
Yes,
reveal?
that's right, exactly. She's like, I need to reveal enough, but not the whole thing. And so she said that it was that you walked your cat, right?
On a leash.
And I'm like, oh, nice try. That ain't it, sister. We'll see. So I want to congratulate Lauren. Here we go. Congratulations. You're the winner. She has she's the record holder for holding in the crazy.
That is, I've never
But it finally
gotten that in my life. But that's exciting.
a dubious honor indeed.
Dubious
All right, well, thank you very much, Lauren. And by the way, your work is really good. Lauren's style, her dreamy fantasy style, especially with like organic, like Dungeons and Dragons types figures, is really, really fantastic. Like those things look like they're going to walk off the base. You're welcome.
Secret is,
Well
Sean,
deserved.
I'll tell you
Yeah,
the secret.
What is it?
Is that I'm constantly a little bit high on embalming fluid fumes. That's it. Thank you.
That's great. My secret? I'm high on embalming fluids. All right.
The fumes.
Thanks, Lauren. Thanks, fans, for tuning in.
Thanks.